Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Crosstalk. My name is Kevin Tachi. I will be your host for this particular episode of the program. As you come to know this program, we use it as a vehicle to better inform you about the community, your surroundings, whether it's issues or topics, and we tap conversations with the different people who are stakeholders in your community. Joining us today, he is the chairman of the Whitman Selectmen. We have Dan Salvucci, and Dan is no stranger to the program. Dan, how are you, sir?
Very good. Staying healthy.
Staying out of harm's way, are you?
Absolutely.
So I guess we should start things off with we've seen some changes over the past few months, and as we're moving forward into the new year, 2021, we know that COVID has not been a best friend to our society. We got an election in the rearview mirror, and Whitman is going through some changes as well. You have an interim town administrator. The town has just voted to approve the Community Preservation Act.
Yes.
And as always, the one thing that's on the top of minds for folks who head up the municipality are the town's finances. I guess we'll start with, here we are in COVID-19. What has it been like to get through COVID-19 as someone who serves on the governing board for the town?
Well, let me tell you, Kevin, it's been a challenge, especially to our employees who are trying to give the same service to the town. But the offices aren't open. Town hall's not open. The DPW building is not open, and the senior center is closed. Also, in the library, that's a big thing, closed. But we're still trying to service the town, especially the town hall. I mean, you have all the different offices in the town hall that still have to function, but yet the townspeople can't come in to pay bills. Everything's done either online or they mail it in. I'm kind of old fashioned. I make out a check and bring it to the collector's office and give them the check and expect a receipt. And it's been very difficult because you can't do that anymore. I mean, we need to be able to protect the town employees against this virus that is just shutting down, I would say, almost the world.
Well, what is it like being someone who is, you chair the governing body of the town? I mean, what is it like to try to find ways to make sure that you're keeping people informed and up to date, and yet also, keeping in mind the importance of having a lot of the different functions? Yeah, you can't go to town hall, but if there is an issue with public safety, whether it's someone who needs medical assistance or someone, needs to hear from law enforcement, those are the two essentials that people care about. And of course, yeah, you want to pay your water bill, and, if you want to go vote, it's, you go to town hall, but that's virtually impossible these days.
Well, our DPW, they're still doing their job. I mean, we had a water main break on Auburn Street the other day, and that was taken care of. Police and fire, absolutely. They're on the scene. I mean, our fire department, our ambulance is going 24/7. I mean, you can hear it around town. They are giving the same services. We have a special ambulance that deals with strictly COVID-19 issues, so that we're not sending the ambulances and cleaning them all the time. We just have to worry about that one vehicle that needs to be cleaned. The police department, they're right on board. I mean, they're dealing with it. Any issues, they've taken care of it. Our citizens don't have to worry about our safety departments. Police and fire are on top of it, and they will continue to do the same service like we've never been into this COVID-19.
You've been a selectman for how many years now?
Oh, God. I'm in my 6th term. I'm up for re-election next year for my 7th, and I plan on running maybe one more set of 3 years. Mm-hmm. I enjoy it. Keeps me young.
So since you've been on the board, has there ever been a change at the helm for town administrator? Have you been there since Frank Lyman was there?
Well, actually, I was on the finance committee when we had Brian, I can't think of Brian's last name, but he was the town administrator, and then he left and Frank Lynham came on. So as a selectman, Frank has been our town administrator as long as I've been a selectman. He's done a great job. It's a shame to see him go, but we all need to retire and do something else. We have our interim town administrator, and she's doing a good job. She's carrying the ball, just like Frank hasn't left. I'm certainly sure that it was Lisa Green. I'm certainly sure that she will put her name in for when we looking to hire a full-time town administrator. And I think if in fact we decide to choose her, she'd do a great job.
Has there been a discussion amongst your fellow selectmen as to the process? Has there been a direction been chosen yet as to what to do?
Yeah, well, we have a company, and I'm sorry that I don't remember the name of it, but we have a company that's going to put out a search. They'll do a search for us. They'll ask for their people that will come looking for the job. They'll ask them about them, and we've already told them what we are expecting our town administrator to be like. Some of the things that are important to me and to the rest of the Board of Selectmen. And once we have a list of applicants that want the job, we will go through them. We will come up with finalists, and then we'll make our choice.
What is going to be important about your next full-time town administrator? What is going to have to be essential that yourself, what do you feel that in order to be able to do the job and be able to do it to the best of their ability, like Frank Lynham did?
Right. I think important things are, of course, you've got to be budget minded. I mean, finance committee looks at our budget once the department heads bring them in, and but it's the Board of Selectmen and the town administrator who present the budget to the townspeople with the recommendations of the finance committee on it. But I would like to see a new town administrator be budget conscious, know how to present a budget. I think they need to learn to work with people and work with other department heads, because they're going to have department heads meetings. And basically this person is running the town. So this person needs to be able to run with all departments, not only in town hall, but the police, the fire, the DPW, the librarians. I mean, they all have their own boards, but it's the town administrator that kind of pulls things together in my mind. I'd like somebody with great knowledge and maybe can grasp different laws that we have to deal with. Is a good person that deals with union employees, being able to do it a fair contract with town employees, and someone that's just on the ball.
Is there a projected time that you'd like to at least be hiring that full-time person? Has there been something put forth by the board?
Not yet. We're waiting for some applicants to come forward and for the company to choose them, so we can at least look at some of them. I'd like to see it before the budget season starts, but the budget season basically already started. So, and I think Lisa Green can deal with that. To be too much in a rush to pick somebody, I'm not that way. I'd rather make sure that the person that we select is going to be with us for a while. I don't want to pick somebody and then all of a sudden find that they're not a good fit because we were in too much of a hurry to choose somebody. And then, they decide to leave. I would just rather make sure that the person that we get is the right person for the job. I kind of like an idea of a person who takes the job, lives in the area, maybe not Whitman, but maybe Abington or East Bridgewater, someone who feels like they're part of the community.
I would ask you this, what has it been? What has the budget season been like? What was the budget season like during COVID-19? What was it like to deal with yourself, knowing that you had a different set of circumstances when it came to holding a town meeting and making those decisions? You didn't hold town meeting in the traditional sense. You actually had to hold it in the middle of a field.
That's right. And, we had enough people show up, which I was very glad. They made the right decisions. We had, that we had some issues with the the regional school system and the way things were done, but we worked through that. We came with a compromise. We worked through that. Now that's being handled. Next budget season, I would like to see it in the town hall if all possible. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll just have to wait and see. But if we have it in the town hall, we'll be able to discuss things a lot longer because of the fact that last year when we had it out in the field, it was getting dark, and people wanted to get home and really couldn't have as many people as we wanted to, but they showed up. We had the quorum and we got the job done. Right now with the COVID-19, the CARES Act, we're having expenses that we've never seen in the past. Right now, as we speak, our town hall is being totally cleaned because of the fact that we had town meeting and there was thousands of people in there voting, and we need to make sure that our town employees are safe. So that is being cleaned. Everything in town hall, all the floors are being cleaned and the offices are being cleaned so that our town employees are kept safe.
What are your concerns in regards to, the town budget, knowing that the past couple of years have not been easy, that there's been a lot of strife, knowing that you share a school district with Hanson? There was a lot of conversation about the funding formula, who pays what method of payment, or wealth-based, statutory. What are your concerns going into the second half of your FY 2021 budget, and knowing that you're going to be discussing the 2022 budget?
Well, I think the issue with the regional school has been solved. I mean, we agreed to go split the difference 1 year, which was this year's budget. Next year, it's full statutory. The numbers are what they are. As far as the town is concerned and budget, it's revenues that I'm concerned about. I mean, water bills need to be paid, taxes need to be paid, excise taxes need to be paid. People need to. We got businesses in town that need their licenses to operate. There's all sorts of things like that need to get done. And town hall is not open for them to do it, so it has to be done either online or through the mail, which makes it very difficult. And we're not getting that revenue like we normally do on a timely basis. That means we're going to be short on cash in those areas, in my opinion. I know our treasurer, she's concerned that monies are going out, but not as much coming in. We still have to pay our bills. And to pay our bills, we need revenue. Our revenues come from our taxes. And we make a good amount of money on licenses for restaurants and auto dealerships and all the different businesses that are in town along Route 18. That's money in the coffers for the town to operate, and that is coming in slowly due to the COVID-19 situation.
Knowing that you're coming into the time of year where you would normally start renewing licenses, and there's fees associated with it, how does the town stand as to businesses that are still standing and haven't closed because they could not financially endure a pandemic? What's on your mind as an elected official when it comes to, licensing?
Well, what I'm worried about is that if a business had to close because they didn't have the operating, the customers coming in, are they going to reopen? If they are, then they're going to require to get a license. But if they decide, well, let me stay closed, I won't get a license until COVID-19 is over and dealt with and people can come in, and the governor has opened the doors to all businesses to be able to function normally. If they come for a license, I don't know. Do we make a decision that if the 6 months goes by and they're only paying for half a year, do they pay the full amount? That's something we'll have to discuss. That just crossed my mind when we brought this subject up.
Okay.
I do not know. We've never had that situation before. I know if a business first opens up in town and they have to get a license once a year, but it's halfway through the season, there may be a discount because of that. they opened up late, but I don't know about in this situation. But as I say, revenues need to be coming into the town so we, as a town, can pay our bills. It's, you know,
Something else I also want to mention, knowing that, again, we got the general election in the rearview mirror, state presidential election. One of the things that was on the ballot was for the town to be a part of the Community Preservation Act, which will help create a funding mechanism to do great things, whether it's to make improvements to the town park or, there are different things that can be done with the monies that are raised. Give me your thoughts on the Community Preservation Act when it was first proposed, and how do you feel about it being passed by Whitman voters?
well, I voted for it. I'm glad. I think it's something that we should have done a long time ago. But town meeting has spoken. They approved it. They agreed with it. These are funds that the town could be using once they're collected to go for grants, and the state and federal government will probably kick in a certain amount if we need to do upgrades in the park. Now we have that organization, which I'm a member of, Friends of the Park, but there's a lot we can't do now. We didn't have our wine tasting for that, and a lot of functions. So there are things that need to get done in the park that we'd like to donate, like trees and benches and whatever. We're not able to do that. Now with this Community Preservation Act, as monies comes in and we build up an account and we apply for it, I mean, the state may be kicking in 50% of the cost of it, which is great. Now, I know that, a lot of people are concerned because it's just an increase in the taxes, but think about it. If an average household is, say, 350,000 in the town, the first you take the first 100,000 off, so it brings it 250,000. You pay 1% of that. You know what I mean? $25. I mean, over 4 times. I mean, that's not much. And if you're a senior, you're not part of. You enjoy getting the results of it, but you are exempt from it if you're a senior or you're a low income.
Well, thank you for explaining that. I'm sure, again, folks were still kind of getting an understanding about Question 3, the Community Preservation Act, and we'll see what happens as those funds are built up, and as there are projects that are being presented. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Right. We have lands that probably could maybe use for walking trails if that's what we want. Mm-hmm. Up on 14 by the high tension wires, maybe. Or down by the T station is an area. So, I mean, there's one that I probably a lot of people don't know about. There's a sign that's on Route 14 up towards Route Washington Street. There's a little sign on the right where there's a walking trail in there that I've never walked it, and I've been here 43 years. But it's there. I see the sign all the time, and I'm saying, geez, maybe someday I'll walk through there. But it's probably overgrown now. So it might be something that we can use it to open up walking trails, just get people out and exercise. So, I mean, there'll be items that the town will want and need, and the Preservation Act will help us tremendously.
Are you looking forward to the new year?
I'm looking forward to getting out of the house and not having to wear a mask. I'm looking forward to sitting down, my wife and I sitting in a restaurant where if we want our friends with us and more than a couple of people, we can enjoy it. I'm looking forward things to get back to normal, and I'm wondering when that's going to happen. I don't know about you, but being in the house a lot, and I get a lot of yard work done. But other than that, I'd like to get out of the house more often. I'm down the town hall a lot. I have to take care of business. There's decisions to be made. But other than that, hey, I can't wait things to get back to normal.
Anything we haven't touched upon during our conversation, but you want to at least take a moment to talk about?
No, what I want is just to make sure people stay safe, follow the rules. I mean, I know that we'd love to have all our buildings open, and once we feel safe enough that people will be totally protected, not only our employees, but the people that go into our town business, especially the library. They used to be very busy, right? I can't wait till we're back to normal with those buildings open.
Our guest has been Dan Salvucci, Chairman of the Whitman Selectmen. We thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Chairman.
My pleasure. Stay safe.
You got it. And thank you for tuning in to Crosstalk. Again, if you have any ideas for conversations that you would like to see here on Whitman Hanson Community Access, info@whca.tv, and in the line, just put Crosstalk, attention, Kevin, and then share your idea, and we'll seek out those guests and have them on as they're available. Again, thank you for joining us. Until next time, have a good day.
Thank you.